Make.com is one of, if not the best tools to learn in 2025 if you are serious about making money online. My name's Charlie and I've made this video so you never have to struggle building an automation again. I'm giving you a completely free course that will turn you from a complete newbie into an expert, even if you've never built an automation before. And I'm not selling anything, I'm giving out all of these automations for free. We'll start with the easier workflows to build and then work our way up to the more advanced ones in which people would pay you thousands of dollars if you can just implement this into their business. But if you can't watch just 20 minutes of this video, then there's not much hope for you. Just a quick rundown: if you've never heard of Make.com before, it allows you to connect your favorite apps into workflows so you can save time, make money, and so much more. So get a notepad, get a coffee, and let's jump straight into it. Let's start with the first automation, and this is by far the easiest but a really effective one that you can use if you want to write personalized outreach messages. So how this works is you can see that we have the start of the automation, which is watching new rows in Google Sheets. So how this works is that when you upload new leads into a Google Sheets, it's going to automatically create a personalized DM opener based off the bio description that we upload to Google Sheets. So it literally writes hundreds of personalized messages in a matter of seconds. Now, just to show you a bit more on the back end of how this works, you can see that if we go to the first module, which is Google Sheets, it is essentially watching new rows. So it's going to be watching A, B, C in terms of the Instagram URL, the name, and the bio. And you can see that it's all connected here. And then in terms of ChatGPT, we've actually given ChatGPT their first name, their bio, so it knows how to write or what to include in the personalized opener to make it custom, right, to the actual person. And as you can see, these are actually good opening messages. Like if we click on this one for Laurel, you can see that Laurel is a realtor extraordinaire at Barclays Real Estate Group. So the personalized opener says, "Hey Laurel, I saw that you're known as the realtor extraordinaire at Barclays Real Estate Group and wondered if you'd be open to getting more clients on a complete results basis." So you could change your offer to whatever you want to sell, but it's done a really good job of actually including the personalization, and it's done that for all of these people. You can see that it's completely unique, and this is just scratching the surface of what's to come in this video. Like, it's going to get a lot better as I show you more automations. But yeah, I thought this was a really easy and simple one because there's only 3 steps to it. And then once it's done that, it's going to add a row to Google Sheets, and that's how it puts it into this part right here. And as you can see, this will run every single minute. So you can just upload leads. You can scrape these cold leads automatically using scraping tools. I've made videos in the past on how to scrape leads, but yeah, this is amazing because it just runs pretty much 24/7, and it'll constantly add a new message to the row right here, so H. So that's just the first one. Keep watching because I'm going to show you how you can get your hands on these automations at the end of this video. So for the second automation, we've got an amazing free lead magnet that can write amazing ad scripts, content scripts, any form of copywriting scripts you can think of. This is going to do it. Now, how this works is we basically have the trigger as a Tally form. So instead of it being Google Sheets, which was the trigger for the last automation, we've got Tally, which is essentially just a free form creator, and it looks something like this. I highly recommend using Tally.so because it's completely free and it looks way better than Google Forms as an example. But once people fill out this form, so you would basically use this as a lead magnet by reaching out to your prospects, saying to them, "I want to write 15 completely free content scripts for you just to show you how good I am." So you're going to reach out, you're going to offer free value to them, whether it's creating their new ad scripts or their new content scripts. And the best part about this is it's automatically going to create the ad scripts for you. So it's a free lead magnet, but you don't need to do anything yourself. So yeah, you want to lead with value when you reach out to prospects. So obviously you'd get them on an appointment and you would ask them these questions ideally. And then once this form is filled out, just with some basic info about their business, ChatGPT is going to collect all this information, which you can see right here. So we're telling ChatGPT who their target audience is, what is their biggest pain points, where do you want these scripts, like what platform, content, do you want it for ads? And then you can see down here, we basically give ChatGPT the niche, the biggest pain points, what you're selling, the niche's dream outcome, what sets you apart, all of these micro nuances that are extremely important in order for ChatGPT to actually give you a good output. Because if you've used ChatGPT in the past and it's given you bad results, it's just because you haven't given it enough information. So this is amazing, because once people fill out this form, and you can get really creative with this, however you want to, but once people fill out this Tally form, which is this one right here, and it's going to automatically run through this ChatGPT module, and then it's going to put it into Google Docs for them. So the number one use case I would say for this would be reaching out to prospects and offering to write their content scripts, ad scripts for free. And then once they fill out the form, it's going to automatically do it for you. The second way is to just create content for yourself. So that's why I think this is my second favorite automation, because there's so many different ways in which you can be versatile and use this automation. I think it's amazing. Or the third way is you could actually just use this in your offer. So if you, let's say, run a Facebook ads agency with automations, you could use this just to aid you in terms of writing the scripts for you, so you're not spending so much time in the delivery. So those are the three main ways you can use this automation. But once again, you can get way more creative than this. Okay, so we've got my third favorite automation, and this one is by far the most creative one. I generally don't think you would have seen an automation this creative before. So how this works is that when members or your clients fill out this onboarding form, which is just a Tally form, which you should know by now because I explained it in the prior automation, it's just a form builder. But once people fill out this onboarding form with their first name, their email, who they're looking to help, what their offer is, are they introverted, do they need clients, just some basic information, this automation is going to essentially run through this ChatGPT prompt, which says you're going to build my clients or members a custom 90-day scaling plan using the information below. So it's going to give ChatGPT their first name, who they are looking to help, just some other information, you can pause and read it if you want, about their business, and then it's actually going to write a full custom scaling plan for them. And you can see the amount of value that I've added in here. It's pretty wild. So it's going to tell them exactly what they need to do. But then here's the best part. It's not just going to write a boring email to them with their scaling plan, like on a Google Doc. It's actually going to use my voice to send them an email as a voice note telling them exactly what they need to do to hit their goals in the next 90 days. So think about it. They fill out a simple form. From that point on, immediately as new data arrives, you can see at the bottom, it's going to run through the ChatGPT. It's going to clone my voice, which is already in 11 labs. And it's going to create a speech synthesis, meaning that it's going to just take the output of this and turn it into AI voice. It's going to upload it to Google Drive as a file, and then it's going to send them that file via email, saying something like this: 90-day custom scaling plan for, it would be their first name. That's what this field would be. So it's going to be, hey, first name, hope you're having a great day. I've just finished building your custom 90-day scaling plan. Get a piece of paper or Google Doc and write it down. Feel free to listen to it right here. So it's going to give them the link that they can listen to. And then, yeah, I basically use this in my community. So if you want to know how I use this every single day, I mean, I've had hundreds of people go through this automation on the front end, and I'm just showing you the back end of it, and they absolutely love it because members join my community and it gives them like a custom plan based off my knowledge. So it's literally like I were to tell them what they need to do each day. So that's how I would use it in your position. If you have a, let's say, low ticket community, or maybe a free group or a free community, once members join, you can get them to fill out this onboarding form and it's going to create their scaling plan for them. And you can obviously add more to it. But I think this is an amazing automation that a lot of you guys should be using in your funnel, especially for your communities, if that makes sense. Or you could even sell this to a community owner. So that's another way you can use this if we're being versatile. So moving on to the fourth automation, we are going to have a viral content automation. And this one is amazing. So just to show you what this does, all you need to do in this automation is basically put a Instagram URL of a competitor, and that is all you need to do. From that point on, once you put a URL of a competitor, this automation is going to scrape their entire profile and basically find their best performing content ideas. So you can see that it's going to get the data set. It's then going to run another actor, which basically means it's just scraping their page again, and it's going to essentially see how many followers they have. And then from this point on, this is my favorite part about it. We basically have a virality filter. So a filter for seeing if which content they've posted has gone viral. You can see here that we've got a video that has a video play count divided by how many followers they have, and then we need to make sure that that number is greater than 3. So to put this really simply, how this works is if they have videos on their Instagram in terms of like reels that have gotten 3 times more views than their followers, so a 3x multiplier, then I consider that a viral content piece of content, right? So it's going to automatically pass through this iterator and put it into a Google Sheets. But then here's the best part. So not only are you just going to get amazing content ideas from your competitor in terms of what content's done well on their Instagram, and then you can look at that and see how you can make variations of it and improve it. It's then actually going to run through this ChatGPT module where we're telling ChatGPT to act as a social media growth expert, and it's going to provide you with killer viral content scripts you will need to create 30 engaging and informative value-driven content scripts. So yeah, it's going to give you, I mean, you can just read how in-depth this is, but it's really powerful. And then it's going to put it into a Google document for you. So in summary, this automation works by basically you putting in a competitor here. So we've just put Hormozy as an example. It's going to scrape his profile. It's going to see which reels have gotten 3 times more views than his followers. It's then, and you can change this filter, by the way, really easily just by making it like 1 or 2, or even removing this if you just want your competitors' Instagram reels overall. But then obviously it's going to put it into Google Sheets. So it's amazing just for like this part alone, let alone having ChatGPT actually analyze the data and then making more content scripts for you. So the 5th automation is going to be a data scraper. I thought it'd be rude not to include a data scraper to help you guys with lead generation. So this is a really simple but effective one, and it works in a similar way to the viral content automation, but instead of you putting a competitor into here, all you need to do in this data scraper automation is actually put in a URL of a prospect's about page or website or landing page or profile, something that, you know, ChatGPT can use to write a personalized email or outreach message to. So it's going to get data from this URL. As just an example, I put my community, but it's then going to get the data from that. It's going to run through this ChatGPT module, which basically says, tell me about this website using JSON. Make sure you don't write, obviously JSON, so we're just giving it instructions. It's then going to pass through the JSON, and then it's going to add it to a Google Sheets. So very simple, and you can do more than one URL at a time, I believe. But just to keep it simple for you guys, you know, just to show you how this would work, if you just go onto Google, so like if we take this roofing company, for example, in London, all you would need to do is pop in the URL to it, and then click OK, and then just run this automation, and it's going to write, you know, a personalized email and put it into Google Sheets. But then what you can do is you can actually add Gmail. Let me just move myself so you can see this. You can actually put Gmail right here as well. So you can send an email. So it's actually going to scrape the website. In this case, we just chose a random one in London, and it's going to actually be able to write an email to the email that is found on the website, and it's going to have a subject line, and you can obviously write whatever you want in the content, but this would be the result. So yeah, the result that ChatGPT has done by scraping the website. So yeah, really cool. I think this automation is very effective if you are just wanting to do email outreach and you want to personalize it based off something without you having to actually spend time writing emails. If you enjoyed the 5 automations that I showed in this video, and obviously I had to speed run it because I didn't want to spend too long on the video, but if you want all of these automations that I've shown in this video, all you need to do is go into the description. It will be the first link in the description. Download the automations after putting in some info like your email, whatever, so I can send it to you. And then once you've put in your email, you will receive all of the JSON files for the automations. So what that means is that once you, obviously click the link in the description, it's completely free. You can get the actual blueprints. So all you need to do is click on more, import, choose file, and then just choose the files that I send you, right? So for this one, you can see that it's going to be the data scraper, and I will send you all blueprints so you can just import it straight away like this into your make.com account. And then all you need to do is just actually connect each platform internally to make.com. So what that would look like for you, you can see that it's blank. So this is what it would actually look like. For example, OpenAI, you would need to add your API key in here and your organization ID. And that's all you need to do. Obviously, I've written the prompt for you, so you don't need to change that. You may just need to change the Google Sheets as well. So you need to connect your Google Sheets because, you know, make.com needs to know how to send it into your own accounts, right? So yeah, just connect each application to make.com and you'll be good to go. There's always resources. For example, like see online help here or online help here. So they've done the work for you. So let me quickly explain why this is the newest and best content automation that I've ever made. So all you need to do is literally type out the social media platform that you want to post content onto, and it's going to automatically start the workflow, create unique trending content for that specific platform. So let's say you wanted to post onto Instagram. All you need to do is just run the automation and it's going to create the content and then post it onto that platform specifically. Think about how insane that is. Or let's say you want to do LinkedIn. You can type LinkedIn and it can automatically start the workflow. But let's just use emails as an example, because I know some of you are sending emails. You can click that, run the automation. Obviously, you can just set the automation for a certain time of the day and it will run on autopilot. And you can see that it's gone down to this specific router and it has posted a subject line. It's got the email newsletter right here, highly engaged. This is an actual good newsletter that it's just created. It literally just put this in here right now. Insane. And you can see that it's even got the call to action. So schedule a time with me here. It's got the booking link, right? It's got another email. So let's talk about strategies to scale your business. So it's absolutely wild. And let's just dive into the actual build out. So the first place you're going to go is make.com. It's a completely free, no code automation platform that you can build killer automations like I do all the time. And the best part is it's completely free and you can stay on the free plan for as long as you want. So quickly log in, and once you've created an account, you can then go to the top right once it loads and create a new scenario. Now I'm feeling generous. I'm actually going to give you the automation that I just showed you, this one right here, for free, no strings attached. It'll be the first link in the description just to say thank you for watching my videos. So you can download it and import it straight away by clicking on these three dots and then importing the blueprint that we give you. Now, I highly suggest that you just watch this video so you understand how it works, right? It's, there's no good me just giving you an automation, then you run into an error or something happens. So you need to understand and watch this video. So keep watching. The first thing we're going to do is speed run this entire automation. So we are going to search for set variable. Now this will make sense in a second, but this is going to be the social media that we want to post onto. So you would put social media, and then this would be the social media that you would type out. Now, we can leave that as blank for now, but quickly click save. And then we're going to add something called an RSS feed. If you don't know what an RSS feed is, it basically takes the latest trending content, news articles, blogs from any platform you can imagine, and it's going to be able to repurpose that trending content specifically for the platform that you want to post content onto. So what you're going to do is actually go to this website called rss.app. That's the simple URL. And you're going to create a completely free account. I think you get a week free, so it's amazing. And you can quickly, log in. As you can see, I've got mine right here. So I recommend doing YouTube, X. Now, very easily, all you need to do is just click on the one that you want, enter, the LinkedIn URL or X URL. So for example, if we do X, you can just search for your niche. So let's say you were creating fitness content, or let's say for my case, I want to create the most trending content about AI. So I can do something like AI automation, and I can generate a feed, and this will be done in literally 5 seconds. And as you can see, I've got the latest content about AI right here. It's going to give you an actual link. So you see this link right here, you can copy it, and you can very easily just paste it into make.com and just put the maximum number that you want to get from that list. So, this could be 5, it could be 10, it could be 20. Let's just keep it simple and do 10. Now, boom. So we are actually almost done. All we're going to do now is add a ChatGPT, and it's going to be create a completion. Now, you will need to add your API key in here. It's super easy. All you need to do is go to, I think, OpenAI/assistants. There's actually online help right here that you can get in make.com. So it tells you how to do it. So you need to open, an account. You need to get your organization ID. and your API key, right? Very simple. Once you've done that, you can very easily click on this, select the model that you want. So let's just go for this one, GPT-4o. Now we are going to add a message right here, and the role is going to be assistant, and we're going to put something like create a 150-word summary of the latest news around my niche. Here is the here's the like content, or here's the feed, and then we can simply put in the feed right here. So that is perfect. Obviously you can put this as like 400 or something small. So continuously save your workflows, very important you save them. And now what this will do is we will put in whatever social media we want to post onto. So let's just use like Instagram, and it is going to use this URL. It's going to give that URL to ChatGPT to create a summary. Now this summary is just to simplify it pretty much, but you don't have to have this step. And then now we're going to add a router. This router allows us to basically send this information in terms of the summary to multiple different GPTs for each specific social media, like I mentioned at the start of this video. So this could be X, it could be LinkedIn, it could be Instagram, it could be Facebook, you name it, make.com can do it. So if we do X, for example, you would click on it, you would create a post as an example, and obviously make a connection. So that could be one social media channel that you want to post onto. Another one could be LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, create a user text post. Perfect. Obviously this will make sense in a second. Let's just put something for now. We can obviously change that later. Another one could be, I recommend doing a Google document, like I just showed you at the start in terms of my explanation. And then it would be like insert a paragraph to document. And the reason I like doing that, obviously you can just select the place in which you want to put the output. So let's just use this one, which is the same one. Now I want to essentially leave this as it is, because we're going to add our own GPT to each one right now. So what you're going to do is very simply add a module, right? And it's going to be OpenAI, create a chat completion. And once it loads, select the module, just like what we did for the first one. But then instead of creating a summary, we're going to create the prompt of what we want it to do for posting onto X. So for example, we can select assistant, and we can say that your job is to post a 1-sentence update of trending AI news from this summary, right? And then it's going to be the result that we get from here, right? If that makes sense, because that is summarized from this RSS feed. So once you click OK, that is perfect. So yeah, you can obviously save it as you go. Now we want to do the same thing for this one. So add a module, same thing. So create a chat completion. Obviously give it a second to load. Model, GPT-4o. And add a message, assistant. Then you're going to say something like your job is to post to LinkedIn, right? And then you can just write whatever you want. So make it, I don't know, 100 words or 100-word thread, providing value. You get the point, right? You can play around with the actual output. I recommend putting it into a Google document first before you actually upload it to social media. But it's your decision at the end of the day. You could do Airtable as well. So click OK. Obviously you can save it, save anyway. Just make sure you connect to your social medias. And now what we're going to do is just one final one. So add a module. This would be GPT, create a chat completion. Because I think you get the point, right? We basically just put a different chat GPT for each one. But now the part that you are probably most looking forward to, let's just click OK. Okay, add a message. Let's do assistant, just something for now. Now the part that you need, right, is because you're probably thinking, how does this work, right? How do you put a social media platform here and it's going to go to the specific one? Well, we simply set up filters. So we can set up a filter and we can call this, let's call this social media. Social media. You can keep that as no. And then the condition is going to be social media and then contains the social media. So for this case, it could be Instagram, right? Instagram. So what this, this one, it would be X, obviously. So X or Twitter. So that whenever we type X, obviously make sure you save it. Whenever you click X here, so X, right? It's going to automatically go to this branch, right? Very, very important you set up these filters, otherwise it won't go to the specific channel that you want. Or let's do this one. We would set up a filter, do the same thing, social media, condition is going to be the search term, and then it has to contain the phrase LinkedIn, right? If we want to post onto LinkedIn. So now let's just do one more, and let's have this one as, the same thing of social media, obviously. Condition, same thing, search term. This one could be email. So now, if we put, let's do X, right? And click OK. I think you obviously need to connect your accounts, but let's just unlink this to show you what it will do. It will basically use the RSS feed, the information of the latest news articles in your niche. It's going to go to that specific branch, as I've just shown you, and it's going to have created an output, which you can find right here by going to operation. You can go down to choices, +1, message, and then you've got your content right here. And you can obviously tweak this. As you can see, it's continuously posting new tweets that, this could go into a Airtable or Google Doc. I would recommend doing that before you actually post it, so you can sort of filter out the ones that you'd like or don't like. Let's just stop it because we don't want to run anymore. But you get the point. It's just created 8 tweets, right? As you can see, go down to +1, message. So businesses are increasingly integrating AI to streamline workflows and boost innovation, inspired by, so you get the point, right? You can obviously make the actual article better. You can get a better RSS feed. You could use blogs instead of Twitter. But this is the premise for the automation. It's very, very powerful stuff. Very quickly, just an extra bit of insight. You can actually go onto ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, give me 5 questions about my business so you can make better content for me. Because the reason most people's content sucks when it comes from GPT is because it doesn't have enough context around you and your business. Of course, it's going to make bad generic content. Whereas if you actually answer each one of these 5 questions and then give that to the prompt in your make.com automation, it will give you such better outputs. You can see right here that it could be something like this. I'll just show you what I put as an example. So for email, I said, act as a 7-figure copywriter who writes highly engaged emails to my list. Obviously you could, change this. You could say something like, act as a 7-figure copywriter who writes highly engaged LinkedIn threads or tweets, right? But then you want to tell ChatGPT that I've put 5 key things below for context about my business to help you. And then you just answer the 5 questions that ChatGPT has given you, so then it can actually create good content. Please do that. Otherwise, it will give you bad outputs. And then, as I mentioned before, I would ideally make sure it goes to Google Sheets or Airtable so you can approve it before you post it to the social media, or once you approve it, it then posts automatically for you. So that's just a quick pointer, and you can obviously make this run at a certain time each day. Just put whatever social media you want to post onto. Hopefully that explains the automation well enough for you to actually go into the first link in the description, download it, import it so it will populate like this, and then you can actually adapt. You can obviously take it 10 times better than this. But hopefully this inspired you and it gave you something to play around with and save you a bunch of time. Boys and girls, if you're looking to create content without doing any work or any filming, this is going to be the perfect video for you, because I'm going to be walking you through this wild automation. As you can see on screen, it is crazy, but the best part is it's going to be super simple and super easy to actually build, and it's only going to take you 10 to 15 minutes to be able to automate your entire short form content or any other content you want to post. And it's actually going to do the posting for you all with one click of a button. So just to explain how this works very simply before we build it, it is going to be able to take any long form URL that you put into this Google Doc, or Google Sheets. It could be a YouTube video, it could be a Spotify podcast, it could be anything. And it's going to be able to take that YouTube transcript and it's going to be able to turn it into a viral short form script. It's then going to actually clone my face and my voice, right? So you wouldn't be able to tell the difference, just to show you how crazy this is. And the quality is so good and it's actually identical, so you couldn't really tell the difference. This video was done by clicking one single button, right? I just uploaded a URL that was one of my long form YouTube videos. You can see it's this one right here. And what this automation did was exactly what I said it would. And it essentially cloned me and it made this short form that I'll play for like 10-15 seconds because it's quick. This AI tool just made $200 overnight while its owner was asleep.
Here's how it works. First up is Vector Shift, a game-changing free platform to build no-code AI agents in minutes.
So yeah, that is just a short snippet of it, and obviously you can add captions automatically, you can do everything as well as distributing it to whatever platform you want. So let's jump into how you can actually build this. So there are only 3 tools you need to build this automation that's going to be able to do what I just walked you through. So the first one is make.com, which is what we're looking at right now. Now, if you aren't familiar with make.com, it is essentially a no-code platform where you can build automations. It's very simple, it's very effective, and it's completely free, and that's why we absolutely love it, because you don't need to put your card info in. So that is the first thing that you're going to need. The second thing is Dumpling AI, which is essentially just a YouTube transcript generator. So you upload a YouTube video and this allows it to take that transcript. And the reason we do that is because we essentially want to give that information to our 7-figure script writer inside make.com to essentially be able to write our short form content as a bit of a content flow, so you don't have to record short form content and then post it. So yeah, in summary, you obviously need make.com, Dumpling, and then you need HeyGen, which is the face cloning, voice cloning platform that actually created the video. So those are the only 3 tools. So obviously once you get onto make.com, which is the absolute first step, is to just search it and just create a free account. Once you log in, and I'm going to walk you through this literally live in 10 minutes, so just get a notepad out, try and build this actually as I'm doing it, because you'll learn so much quicker, and information is nothing without implementation. So yeah, obviously do this as I'm doing it. So create a new scenario, and that's just like creating a new automation. It's just a fancy word, it's just a fancy way of saying it. You can call it whatever you want, and the first thing we're going to add is going to be a Google Sheets and watch new rows. So we want it to watch whenever we put a new row into this Google Sheet to be able to then automatically create the short form and post it for us. So once you do that, very simply, just select, obviously you need to connect your Google Drive. It's as simple as like you just logging in. So once you click sign in with Google, it will just connect it really, really easy. There's no API key that's needed. And you just select the spreadsheet that you want to essentially connect to make.com. So in this case, you can see that it's the long form URL. So if we just search for long form URL, we have it right here. Very easy. I won't spend too much time on this. Just click sheet 1 and click save. So now you can just leave that as it is. And let's add the second thing, which is going to be Dumpling. And I promise you, you are literally like almost done if you just watch the next 5 minutes. Like, it's really not that complex to build. And you don't need to know what any of these tools mean. You just need to build it once, and then now you have an actual content system that you can use yourself or sell. So Dumpling AI, what we want to do is, if you look right here, we want it to get a YouTube transcript. So what you're going to do is actually head over to dumpling.ai, and it's completely free. This doesn't cost anything. You just need to get a API key. So what that means is when you go here and you click on Dumpling, you want to find where it says YouTube transcript. So get YouTube transcript very simply, and you just need to connect your API key, which you can do inside here by clicking on API keys, and you can very easily just get a new API key. It's as simple as that. So once you click create new secret API key, you'll have it, and then you can just copy and paste it into here and you're good to go. So for the YouTube video URL, that is obviously going to be this one. So just like that, it's going to be able to map it. So whenever you place a new URL in here, whether it's one of your videos, it could be anything, it's obviously going to be able to detect it and run it automatically, which is what we want. So that is all good. You obviously don't need timestamps in my opinion, because we just want to give this to ChatGPT as a bit of a knowledge base, so it knows what to actually make the short form videos of, and you can just leave it as that. So perfect. Now you have Google Sheets, so it's going to be able to watch whenever you put a new URL in there. It's going to be able to get that transcript from that video. So here is the fun part. We can essentially add ChatGPT right here, or OpenAI, and we want to basically do create a completion. So what this means is we are basically just asking it to create us a chat completion. It's very simple. For the model, you can select whichever one you want. Prompt, we've essentially said, I want you to take the long form video and turn it into a short form viral content based off the topic. So follow the hook, curiosity gap, value, comment, CTA framework, and then here is the transcript to base the video off. And you just want to select the transcript because that is what it's going to do from this YouTube video, right? So this is all coming together and you're actually almost done after this point. It's super, super simple. So all of this can stay the same. just make sure you give it the transcript, and you can obviously change this for whatever prompt you want. You may need to play around with it until it gives you a really good output that looks realistic, with a good hook, value, and then a good CTA. But obviously you can just copy and paste this. You can pause the video and just, paste it in. So that is essentially what we want. Just make sure you save this as you go. That's super important. So you don't close the tab and then it goes away. But next, what we're going to add is, let's actually check the automation right here. So we're going to actually use HeyGen to clone our own face. So how this works is you're going to head over to HeyGen, and I'm going to explain. So obviously so far, make.com is completely free. Dumpling is completely free. HeyGen, you actually get 10 videos per month free, and you also get API, I think, limits for about 10 videos per month, and then obviously above that you have to pay for it. So there are ways around it. However, it's still very cheap. I think it's like $19 a month or something like that to be able to clone your face and have it as a hyper realistic AI avatar as yourself. So that's pretty sick in my opinion. So once you use HeyGen or open up HeyGen, all you need to do is create a new avatar. So how this works is, obviously you get these different options. I recommend clicking on hyper realistic avatar. So once you click on that, you essentially just need to follow the things on screen. So obviously, I've already got mine because I pay for the creator plan. So that's that. But it's honestly pretty simple. You just upload like a 2 to 5 minute video of you talking on screen, and it's like, obviously the better quality you give it, the better quality the AI avatar is going to be of you. But it's as simple as that. You just give it like a 2 to 5 minute video of yourself, and then once you do that, what you need to do is obviously go into make.com and you need to search for HeyGen. So HeyGen, click on it. We're going to create an avatar video. So we actually want it to create the video. Obviously you need to actually connect it. So how you would do that is very simply go down to, I believe it is just clicking on your thing right here, go to settings, go to API, and you can see that you have an API key right here. So just copy that and you can go back here and then paste it in. So once you do that, you just need to title the video. This doesn't actually matter at all. You could just call this, let's just call it experiment. Test mode, no captions. You can have captions on if you want captions in the video. You can do that. If you don't have to have that. So for the callback ID, that doesn't matter. What we need to do is obviously add an item right here. So for the character settings, you're going to click on avatar. Now, once you click on avatar, you obviously need to select your AI avatar. So you'll need to do that first before adding it into make.com. But hopefully this is making sense so far. It's really simple, and you're actually almost done after this point. Obviously find your AI avatar. So the reason that it didn't come up there is because I actually realized that I have multiple different HeyGen connections for some weird reason. So fingers crossed this might be the right one, or maybe it's the one below this. So it's this one actually, which is annoying because it's the third one. That's why it may not populate. It's just because maybe you haven't connected your API key after you've done it. So you can see right here, now it populates. So avatar scale, you can leave as 1. Avatar style, you can have this as empty. Offset, leave that as it is. Matting, click no. Just leave this as it is. Obviously for voice type, I recommend doing audio. And then actually no, so this is if you want to add like 11 labs. So if you want to make this more higher quality, you can actually clone your voice in 11 labs, and it will essentially, you can add the audio URL here. So you can just add as a step before, but we want to make it really simple and just have it as the text, right? So if you go here, voice ID, you'll be able to select your one. So you can see that you can find my one right here, which is obviously the voice of the avatar. And then just make sure you do this. Input text is going to be the result of the actual of the output of the prompt that we gave it to convert the long form into the short form. Hopefully this isn't confusing. You may need to watch it back, but all of this can stay the same. Background, have it as the same. Now this is super important. I need you to have the width and height as, let me show you what this would look like. So down here, you need to have the width and height as 1280 by 720. You must keep it as that, because otherwise it won't actually create the video when you look at it in projects. So that is super important that you follow this, or just leave it as it is. All of this is good to go. Just make sure that this is correct and you've added your avatar here as well as the voice, and just click save. So as you can see, sometimes it does that, but honestly there's nothing too yeah, see, it just went away for some weird reason. But once again, click save, so you yeah, you're not forgetting it. And if we look at what we have to do now, it's simply add some sleep modules. So the reason we do this is very easily, there needs to be time for HeyGen to create the video using your AI avatar. So we need to let it wait before actually, you know, going to the next step. So we're going to add a wait of 300 seconds, and then we can easily just clone this a few times to have it as 300, and then we're good to go. So now it's going to wait, you know, like, I think that's 300 seconds. I don't know how many minutes that is, nor do I want to calculate that in my head. But essentially, yeah, just add a few of them. It doesn't have to be all of them, but the next thing we're going to do is click on HeyGen, and we're going to get a video. So we are going to retrieve a video by ID. So you can see here that all you needed to do was actually click the map button. So you need to enable the map, and then that allows you just to have the video ID. So what that will mean is each time you do a new video, it's not just going to do the same one, because if you do like here, obviously it won't know when to do a new one whenever you run the automation. So just make sure you click video ID and click save. So now that is good to go, and we are literally almost done. So we just need to get a file. So that is the HTTP. So let's just add that really quickly. So HTTP, get a file, and it is the URL of this one, I believe. So data video URL, boom. Let me just double check that is correct, because I don't want to mislead you guys. So yeah, it's that. And then the final thing is just to do a Google Drive, create a folder. So create a folder, and this will make sense. Once again, you don't need to understand why we do this. You just need to like follow me basically. So just make sure that you connect your Google Drive. Sometimes it like expires, but now you'll be able to see all your folders. This doesn't really matter. And just have that as it is. What does matter is the next one, which is going to be Google Drive, and then it's going to be upload a file. So yeah, once you click upload a file, it's going to be the folder ID, and it's going to be this one right here. So now you are literally good to go. Once again, if it gives you this button, don't worry, because once you click off it, it's good. Now, from this point on, you have finished the automation. If you run this with whatever new URL you want, it will work. So the only thing that's up to your personal preference from this point on is what platforms you actually want to distribute the video to, or what I would recommend doing is having it as about 80% automated. People want to automate 100% of everything, but I think if you can get it to 80%, that is an amazing start, because we don't have to worry about ideation. We don't have to worry about setting up a tripod camera to film the content, because that's what this is going to solve. We don't have to worry about, a bunch of other things that you could potentially run into if you were having to do all of those 2 prior tasks. So we've already automated a ton of things. I would recommend putting the actual video that you get from Google Drive either into like Airtable as a URL or into Google Sheets, and then you can manually review it. Maybe use a tool like Submagic to actually edit it. But if you want to post it onto social media straight away without checking it, which I wouldn't recommend doing, because as I said, I think a bit of a human touch is good. And by the end of 2025, maybe we would have gotten to a point where, there'll be AI softwares that can do like full B-roll, transition cuts, sound effects to make it really good without us doing anything. But as of now, there's not really a solution for that. So I would recommend manually doing that using Submagic, where they have like AI B-roll and stuff like that. But you just can't really integrate it into here, because you can see that there's no real option for Submagic. But once again, you could use CapCut or whatever, and it's still going to save you so much time. But if you wanted to distribute this straight away onto social media, just click on Router. And you can obviously, do whatever you want. So if you search for YouTube, let's search for YouTube, you can upload a video right here, and just make sure that you connect your YouTube account. Super simple. Title of the video, you can obviously have that as, whatever you want. Obviously you ideally map it. So you could have it as the file name, or the, maybe you could even ask ChatGPT to create you a title for it. But let's just call this, experiment, to keep it simple. But obviously you'd need to and that's why I recommend doing this manually, just because you don't want to mess it up. So video category, obviously put what it is, same as the all of this stuff, description, and obviously it's going to be this file right here that it's going to post. So that explains YouTube. Obviously you can do Instagram, so you can do this in your own time, but Instagram, once again, create a reel post. It's the same thing. You just need to connect your Meta account and then go for the video URL. which is actually, I believe there's a web share link. So it's this web view link or web content link. I can't remember which one, but this might work. Then once again, you have like X. I believe you have X in here, or Twitter. Maybe if you search Twitter, it'll come up. Yeah, so Twitter, I don't know if you can post a video though. You can create a post, I assume you can, but you can definitely do like LinkedIn and yeah, other stuff. So yeah, that pretty much brings us, so create a user video post. But yeah, that pretty much brings us to the end of the video. So hopefully you found this helpful. So we might use the old one that I had in this Dropbox file already, which was the one in the past, as you can see. But essentially, I'll probably put this blueprint below, or I may put it into the community, but it's so simple. There's only 3 modules. So the absolute first module that we're going to add is one called a repeater. So this allows us to essentially just keep going through the different videos instead of just posting the same one over and over again. So this really depends on how many videos you have and you want it to upload. So if you've created 50 videos like this, then you would essentially just put 50 right here. Or if you've created 100 videos, you'd put 100 right here. So this just, obviously, as I said, repeats for different videos instead of posting the same one over and over again. So in this case, let's say I just want to upload 50 YouTube shorts out of the 100. I mean, we could just do 100 because we've created it. So yeah, click save. Yeah, and it's as simple as that. Now you're almost done. You've got the next one, which is going to be, if we look at this make.com module, it is just for Dropbox. Very simple. So Dropbox, download a file is the one that we're looking for. Once you click on that, just connect your Dropbox. Really easy to do so. You should just let you sign in. So yeah, you should just be able to click save and it will let you sign into Dropbox, and then you've connected it into Make. So yeah, it's as simple as that, to be honest. Once you have connected your Dropbox, you can essentially then just click select a file and just choose the file that you've done. So in this case, we have the file right here. And what we want to do now is click on this one, and you want to select just one of these. Now, if you were to leave it as this and then add the next module, which is YouTube Shorts, it's going to post the same video over and over again, which is not what we want it to do, right? We want it to post, or schedule at least, into the future, different videos with the unique pieces of text around the series or whatever content style you're going for, right? So how that would work is you are going to click on map, and mapping just allows us to, put the repeater as this. So you would delete the one, just make sure it says .mp4 and then put the I. And that allows it to, just go through the different videos instead of just posting the same one onto your YouTube account or whatever you want to post it on. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't want to confuse you guys, but that just allows it to post a unique video instead of the same one. And once you do that, you can save it so you don't lose it. But all we need to do now is add the YouTube one. So this is the last stage to the entire video. Just click upload a video. I need you to pay attention though. This is really important. Make sure to add your YouTube account, just like what I showed you. And you can see that the one's actually downloaded from Canva already, which is pretty cool. But just make sure you add your YouTube account right here. And for the title, pretty neutral title. Although if you want to actually make it unique each time, then all you'd have to do is add a ChatGPT module before this module. And that would allow you to create a new title every single time, which may work better for the algorithm, but for simplicity's sake, I just want to keep this video as it is. If that makes sense, just add a ChatGPT module before it and just put a simple prompt like, I want you to create a unique title. And you could even give it the text, or you could do the transcript of it so it knows what the video is about, right? So you could play around with that, but let's just keep it really simple for now. And this is file, and it's going to be the downloader file. And that's just the video that it's going to post. Video category, you can select whatever your category is. So entertainment, how to. So we could do how to, or education would probably be better, but let's keep it as that. Privacy, I always do unlisted, but the problem with unlisted is you can't schedule it. So we want to do private, so then we can publish it at a certain time. And this is something you really need to pay attention to because this is a little bit confusing. So what you want to do is click on this calendar button right here. And once you click on the calendar button, what you want to do is click on add days. You don't really need to understand this. I'll explain it, but this just wants it to know how often you want to schedule content for, if that makes sense. So we want to add days, and what you want to do right here is essentially, if we look at the other one, I believe it's now. So you don't need to understand this, you just need to follow me. So you would click on now. So let's do that. So go here, click on now, and right here, so in that little gap, we have the repeater, and then we have the like apostrophes kind of thing. So we're going to go here, and we're going to try and find that repeater, which is this. And then this is going to be on the multiply. I'll explain this right now. Just give me 2 seconds. So it should look like this. So once again, you may have to watch the last 10 seconds back on just what I clicked, but essentially it's just the calendar. You add days right here. You click now in between the bracket and the whatever that is. And then you do the repeater and then like a little star. And then in terms of what you put right here is dependent on how many days you want it to post per month or per year, essentially. So if we want to post in 3 days from now, we would essentially put 3. And what that means is it's going to schedule content every 3 days. So that's twice a week. So if you want to essentially post once a day, you can essentially put 1 right here. And now it's going to post 1 video per day of this style. Although I wouldn't recommend doing that every single day, because this content is mainly nurturing and it's mainly just to keep your viewers top of mind. So maybe a few times a week, it's just a great way to get them into your ecosystem and just keep them aware of you, and obviously to build goodwill by you providing insights into a certain niche. So you wouldn't want to do it every day, but I would recommend maybe a few times a week. So let's just do 3 times a week. Oh, sorry, that's not 3 times a week. That's every 3 days it's going to post the video. For the description, link to your Instagram. You can put a link to your, like, I don't know, free training, whatever you want. That's, yeah, obviously up to you. I'm just going to leave it blank, but you could put like and subscribe. You could put a link to your Instagram, as I said. And then, yeah, that is pretty much it. It should be good to go from this point on. You can just click save. And if it gives you this error, it's simply because you need to click on it again and then just click save. And now you're good to go. So yeah, it's as simple as that. And obviously once you run this automation, it's going to be able to schedule all of the content just like this for how often you want, essentially. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed